Welcome to day 627 of Eating a Sheet of Paper a Day. I'm your host, Brian Case. This is the paper. That's my phone. That doesn't matter. This is the video. Let's go. My score is already put down for the day. That's my new plan, so that I don't have to awkwardly type it. I know it's only 5 seconds, but we're trying to be as efficient as possible here on the paper stream. Ian, why the 50% long face? It's a lot better than last time. I remember last time you were having a 1 out of 10. I've really been seriously like I gotta pedal that suicide hotline on you again. But really, you're doing slightly better. 8.9 out of 10 is pretty good. No, I'm just crossing that margin. If it weren't for me being tired, and if it weren't for some minor conflicts I'm having with my job, it's fine. I would be, yeah. And also, it's the fear of unknowing. I'm in that limbo phase in one respect of my life, but also today and how good the gig today was that I advertised. So pissed off that you haven't convinced your mothers to take you there yet, but it's also making me realize just some things that might seem like a big deal. If you zoom in, you zoom out, you realize it is quite literally just like 1/4 of your life. Maybe even that's being generous. Maybe about 1/5. Pizza port is only 1/5 of my life. But listen, there's a stigma about writing to HR. It's considered being a crybaby, being a snitch, this and that and the other thing. But nah, I'd say it's just informing the higher ups of the going ons down low, especially if nothing illegal is happening. If it's illegal, then talking to HR is officially not a cool kid behavior. But I'd say if there's some bullshit going on and there's not a damn thing I can do about it because of the power dynamic, it's all about shifting the balance, making the big leap that many people are too pussy to do in the first place. So, been in a better mood the past couple of days. That's good, Ian. I'm good, and I'll be. It'll be my pleasure to oversee your recovery process. I give today. All right, I'm glad you're feeling good. It's good, Avery. I went to a Padres game with an electric crowd. Yeah, no, those guys always make a big deal about the balls and the bats. Driving the Carlsbad isn't worth it. I love your jazz gigs. You've been to zero, but yeah, I'd say basically at Baba Coffee we are playing background music. So I've always been kind of scared of people going over there and then realizing that we're not being too energetic. I wish Baba Coffee was that type of place, but it just isn't. Now, over at the Jazzy Wishbone, a place that I got forced out of. However, I am sorting out a deal with Dean, the bass player guy who's running things there. We might see an uptick of gigs that I actually am running over there. I never actually ran a gig over there because a certain you-know-who decided to run it instead. And yes, that's right. For those who are listening who are not new, this is a place for me to air out my dramas. Only the people who matter watch these, so they have very little concern. And if anybody catches themselves watching this and it actually becomes a problem because I'm airing out all my public grievances or grievances that are public now that I'm saying them, just know you're spending your time watching some boy eat paper on the internet. So look at yourself. I made a pinky promise that I didn't follow up. Oh shit! What did I pinky promise? I completely forgot. I forget half the things I say. Whoops. All right, Ian, lay out to me your pinky promise. What did I tell you? You playing at Panama is pretty much your gig. You steal the show. That's really nice. Technically, it's not a gig because I don't get paid. And also, I mean, at Panama, I play for like maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if Khalil's solo is a little extra long. But I'll say this, at Baba Coffee, we play for 2.5 hours. And I think for the first time today, I actually felt like I wanted to play more afterwards. It felt so good. And it was a trio gig. So we got paid upwards of 100 each for 2.5 hours. Now, I'm sure that people who work in IT get paid slightly more, but I mean, I'm making pretty well for myself as a 20-year-old nothing who eats paper on the internet. I mean, I get paid surprising amounts. This is such a profitable summer. Holy shit. You told me you're going to give me info about your upcoming gig. Oh, fuck. Okay. I post. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you make a big point to tell me you don't check my story posts. Okay. I assume that people can just easily check there. I mean, I think I did tell that to you. Okay. Well, here's the dealio. Next Saturday at Baba Coffee in Carlsbad from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm playing again. This is my last gig of the summer. I got booked for 5 gigs over the summer, each one paying $200 for the band plus tips. I mean, you're not getting any money. I don't know what that matters to you, but from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Baba Coffee in Carlsbad. It has that one of those like stupid caveman names, BABA Coffee. But the game today was extra bonkers since it was against the Dodgers and the Crew. Yeah, right. Padres, Dodgers. It's lots of regional drama. I know Dodgers are Los Angeles, I think, and Padres are here, I think. I know for a fact that if I was at Pizza Port today, I'd probably get some shit thrown at me. Every time I've been at a Pizza Port shift and there's a big game going on, for one, it'll be really packed, so I will get money. But two, if I want to live to see the money I'm going to get, I need to learn how to duck because there are people of all different shades and colors and, you know, team affiliations there. So if a certain particular restaurant's going to be losing their shit, and for some reason, I'm always the person they take it out on, just the busser. Sports fans are brutal, I tell you. So I remember someone threw a bar stool at me, like I think 4 weeks ago, and it barely missed me too. It'd be cool if I showed up with. I mean, if I showed up with a black eye to a paper stream, there'd be so many guesses on where it came from, but it's fun. Jesus Christ. Okay. We have about 4 pieces left. But yeah, technically me playing Panama is not a gig. It's a small cameo that I end up driving people to and from for no pay, and I get no money from it. All I get is just casual conversation with people in the jazz community and a couple people who I've known for many, many years, and the occasional side eye from a weirdo, and maybe the critical race theory professor. That fucking guy. Okay, great. On this whole thing, Caden, by the way, on the internet, where just people said continuously, I wake up to like 10 random people. Or one thing is that these are reels that popped up in people's feeds, and I know for a fact that people just click the send button and just send it to 50 of their contacts. If I wake up in the morning and I don't want my brain to slowly just disintegrate, I am not interested in viewing 50. I could just go on Instagram Reels myself and look at something that's more attuned to me if I really wanted to, which I don't. So I don't understand why Instagram is designed a platform where everybody just and I know they're doing it on purpose. Just everybody's sharing so many reels. Like, fuck off already. It's just all the same schlock. It's just, I mean, it's just so much bullshit. Just desensitizing bullshit. I can get the same effect without people sending 10. Like, I have to react with an emoji every fucking time. Caden, I'm glad you and your friend group doesn't do that. I don't think you've sent me a single Instagram reel. I don't know why so many people my age are doing that. I don't understand people who are crazy into sports. I mean, okay, I'm not crazy into sports, but I get it. You know, and I know I'm about to compare sports to religion. I know that's an actual cliche, but you need something to look forward to. That's what many psychological research papers have said over and over again. What gives one free will? How do you escape depression? Well, you need to give yourself events to anticipate. And the more you actually think about the solution to depression, the more depressing it actually gets, because you realize, oh shit, the thing that truly makes us the most happy, the most reliably, is build up without real payoff. Because it seems like to our brains, the actual ending or the resolution to this build up, this anticipation that gives us happiness, matters less than the actual anticipation itself. That's why Christmas seems to be all about waking up and seeing the presents rather than basically getting the presents. There's that whole part in Diary of, and I'm not citing Diary of a Wimpy Kid for my psychological statement I'm making right now, but that whole bit, right, where they proposed this ridiculous Christmas thing where the for low budget reasons, the dad in the story wanted to put a bunch of toys in just a garbage bag, and these are all your Christmas presents. Here you go. And that just seems like the worst Christmas ever. It offended me as a kid. In fact, I spat on that book after I read that, and I thought, why? They are basically getting the exact same stuff, just without the useless wrapping paper that you can buy at Target for $5. But then I realized, The wrapping paper, for one, it hides the conclusion. Delayed gratification, which my mom is forcing me to listen to this podcast called Hidden Brain, and they had a whole fucking thing about delayed gratification, and that legitimately benefits your brain. That's quite literally what the wrapping on the Christmas presents is. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't use Christmas presents as an analogy in that podcast. You'd think that'd be a really obvious one, but I guess they didn't. I guess the Indian host of that one never celebrate. I mean, maybe it's just celebrate. What do Indian people celebrate? Ramadan? Whatever. That guy probably never experienced Christmas, so he didn't have that frame of reference. But what I'm saying is that, like, there's no end to sports. I mean, even if a season's complete and you've won the whole thing, I mean, obviously from game to game, it's like, oh, it's the anticipation of what game is my team going to win next, or will they? It's not even a guarantee, right? Delayed or even ripped away gratification, but you're still getting that rush of the anticipation. That's all of what sports is. That's like 95% of all sports. It's anticipation for a resolution that doesn't really matter. You know, and then you mix in, a nice little dollop of regional pride in there to make you feel like you're really a part of a community when you guys are just losing your shit over a ball being smacked around, which is good, very cool. That's sports for you. That's great, and I actually legitimately respect it. So I mean, that's why sports is pretty good. Christmas is. Thank you. Where is the pin button? Good evening, Brian. Good evening, JLJ and Ishus _space_. Oh no, Ishus space_. Yeah. If you don't get into sports at a young age, actually, I mean, for me, I can't consistently get into it because I don't have the time. I think people just work it into their schedules consistently because, I mean, if you get into it when you're really young, it just becomes like a family tradition, and then you always have some way of managing your schedule with it. But I mean, when you get old enough to the point where you already have a schedule, it's just hard to work sports into there. But I mean, I'm one of the commoners who don't watch sports, so again, my frame of reference is not very reliable. There are some people dressed like Santa. That's pretty good. I'm telling you, dude, that's what it's all about. It's all about the anticipation. Every single Dodgers game or Padres game, every sports game you go to, it is micro Christmas. The present is the victory that may or may not be guaranteed, and the wrapping paper is it's the game. That's the game is the wrapping paper. You get the idea. You got to surround yourself with people who love. Yeah, no, if you're like the one lonely sucker in the room who's like actually invested, but there's no one else around you to eat nachos noisily with their mouths open and reinforce that. It's, I mean, for me, that's why it's difficult for me to get into sports, because none of my family gets interested. Though, I mean, I'd say the Super Bowl is the one time my family actually gets together to do something about it. Mainly because I think the advertisements, and I think at one point, I mean, I think my family's just slowly lost interest because my family hates fun for some reason. But recently, there's been this disengagement, even from the Super Bowl. That was like the one thing that we'd actually do. But it's also because it's harder to get access to it. I mean, even around here, I think the Wi-Fi in my house is getting worse. You just need to break that box upstairs. You just got to get a new one. If it costs $10,000, dude, the amount of joy that's been sucked away from me by that shitty network is just infinite, like many, many dollars worth of joy. That's been, I worded that terribly, but you get the idea. If I just, the value of having good network right now in this house is absolutely priceless. Beyond millions of dollars to me. I see the point. Oh, yeah, I don't care about it being your thing, Ian. I just care about you seeing the point. That's the point. My family also hates fun. And I've seen your mom smile. I know she has like evil Tim Burton villain like eyeglasses. I know she does have like the eyeglasses of a supervillain. However, and also she has red hair, which makes her look scary. However, she's just like, she's a little introverted. She's also cautious, and she's a little timid around certain scenarios, ideas, and things. Surprised she even let me into her establishment multiple times, knowing who I was. But yeah, I'm surprised your mom's even cool with me. She seems like the type of person who would not be interested in sharing a space. So, it's pretty good. She works 22 hours a day. Yeah, actually, she does seem half dead. I'm surprised she hasn't died yet. So I'll be checking in on her, by the way. The new semester is starting, and I will be dropping by Men's Warehouse frequently. So tell your mom to keep her eyes and ears and whatever other holes peeled for that. Oh, yeah, Caden, you did tell me about your grandpa. That is actually cool. Even as a guy who isn't into sports and is so above and far away from it, I mean, that is pretty awesome. And by above, I mean, not actually above. I mean, like, kind of just off to the side. There we go. No above or below. I was thinking like above and beyond, but that's not applicable to sports or being engaged in sports. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I would love to work in Men's Warehouse because I think that in many ways it would be a easier place to work in than Pizza Port. I mean, just that's just me though, because Pizza Port has recently been kicking my ass. It's just Men's Warehouse is relatively, even if you have a bunch of grandpas coming in for their friend's funeral or something like that, just know that like it's still pretty like it's 1/10 of the chaos, like at its worst, that Pizza Port is on a normal day right now. Like I'm not shitting you. It's like an actual sped class in there. What the fuck do you mean, Black Rum? You're joined right now. Can't join. You're here. Just keep it on your phone. Put your phone in your pocket or something. Deal. Yeah, we'll see each other kind of intermittently. I'll see you. I don't know, picking at one of those shitty Mad magazines. Holy crap! When I was like, maybe 2 years ago, I wanted to make a video on how hard Mad magazine fell off. I mean, my dad made the claim that it was never funny, which okay, fair enough. But there are parts of it that were actually cool, and I will maintain that it was funnier in like the 70s or 80s because like you had actual kind of something jokes, but now it's just like a discount web comic. Like before, like maybe when I first started, I subscribed to that magazine in 2016, and I could say that maybe it was like a cool art gallery of just interesting caricatures, and I thought the design of how they laid out all their things was kind of interesting and colorful. But they like replaced all their staff, and now they just suck. I'm telling you, people would actually buy their magazine if they made it funny. I don't know why. I don't know why they're still using literal boomer humor or like it's basically just like the worst late night comedy jokes that you could imagine just in a book. It's just it's like those James Corden jokes about Trump that you can just imagine you rolling your eyes so hard to you'll probably sever some muscles. That shit's in that Mad magazine. I'm telling you, it's some of it's pretty horrendous. And before I could say, hey, there's like a funny drawing of Trump and he's like really orange and he has a bunch of wrinkles and folds. It's funny to look at. But now they fired all those fucking guys and now you just have like really shitty like you have Tom Bunk, I guess, but that guy got lazy and he's just talking about how all Trump supporters are going to hell and his drawings aren't even good anymore. And I'm like, why am I even spending money on this? It's probably toxins in the paper. It's probably gonna get inside my lungs. Why am I it's like I'm spending so much money on a magazine that only comes out once a month, and there's just like 5 drawings of Trump and how orange he is. It's like actual late night humor. Oh, the writers over there, they need a lobotomy so bad. Okay. I got 2 pieces left and I'm getting carried away. I wanted to get this done like before the 15-minute mark, but what do you know? I'm just too good at getting distracted. Oh shit. Okay. If I can get that one down, I can get this one down. Oh shit. Hold on one second. I'm gonna 3, 2, 1. Are you ready for my thesis? That's the shift key. That's not the... There we go. Thank you very much for watching my little live stream. It's kind of a special event. We don't do this too often. I don't know when I'm going to do this live stream next. Maybe next year or something like that. I'm a little camera shy, so I don't really do this type of stuff that often. But when I work up the confidence to go in front of the camera again, or any camera I have in my house, I'll work on it. I'll figure something out, and I'll make sure to bring a new sheet of paper to eat next time. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. You never know. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I just ruined the bit. I'll see you when I see you. Make sure to live, laugh, cry, and also not die. Goodbye. Stupid.